You shot straight, but you shot late. Hi, Lim. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
Please be seated. Come to order. Court is now in session.
All right, good morning, everyone. Have a seat. All right, are we anticipating anyone appearing via Zoom? Okay, very good. All right, close that again. All right, and if everyone could identify themselves for the record, starting with the state.
Good morning, Anna Ismer for the state.
Scott Harmon for the state.
Okay, and then is Alicia Andrews present?
Good morning, Maria Junker on behalf of Ms. Andrews. She is present and to my right.
Okay, very good. Isaiah Chance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Justin Treatise on behalf of Mr. Chance, who is present.
And I'm sorry, tell me your last name.
Treatise.
Treatise?
Treatise, yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
How do you spell that?
Petredis.
Okay, thank you. All right, and Mr. Chance is where? Okay, good morning. And then Sean Gathright.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Michelle Rayner on behalf of Mr. Gathright. He's present, and then Bob Sherman.
Okay, and are you Mr. Gathright? Okay, good morning. All right, so we're here for arraignment, and have you all entered written notices already?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. So I guess the question is, at this point, do you know if you're waiving speedy trial or not? And you can remain seated. You're fine. You don't have to keep hopping up and down.
Yes, Your Honor. Once again, for the record, Attorney Michelle Rayner on behalf of Mr. Gathright. I, at this point, will be waiving speedy trial on behalf of my client.
Okay. And
On behalf of Ms. Andrews, I'll stand just because the podium's in my way. We yet have not made a decision. We would like to review discovery and discuss that with Ms. Andrews prior to making that decision.
okay. And Mr. Petraeus?
Yes, Your Honor. We will waive speedy trial on behalf of Mr. Chance.
Okay. And then there is a fourth co-defendant that is currently incarcerated up in Duval County. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what's the status with that defendant?
The defendant, Mr. Murphy, had pending charges in Duval County. Those charges have since resolved, and he should be transported to Hillsborough shortly.
Okay, do we know when?
We do not have an anticipated date of transportation.
Okay, and so has he been arrested on the outstanding, I'm assuming there was an outstanding warrant from Hillsborough?
The most recent outstanding case when the indictment was filed was executed.
Okay, so Speedy's running for him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so have you all, so you don't know yet exactly when he's being transported back?
We do not, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you know what his next court date is in Duval County?
As of Friday, the pending charges he had in Duval County had been no file, so we anticipate that it will be shortly within the next 2 weeks.
Okay. So, when does Speedy run for those that have not yet waived?
For Ms. Andrews, February 7th, Your Honor.
Okay.
And for Rashad Murphy, it would be, it should be in February as well. We would have to check the date.
But we're looking at
Exactly,
February.
we're also looking at February.
Okay. So, Ms. Junker, I'll give you a couple weeks to get whatever discovery you can get, but then I need to know whether or not you're waiving Speedy.
I understand.
Okay. So, I'm going to set a status for the three co-defendants that are here. Are you available September the 5th? You all available?
Yeah, Your Honor, what time?
Whatever time works. You tell me.
The only issue is that, I can probably do like a 9 a.m. because I'm going to be coming from Pinellas County.
Sure.
That works for me.
Mr. Travis.
I have a 9 o'clock Zoom hearing, unfortunately. Yeah, on the 5th.
How long, what type of hearing is it?
It's just a status check and an injunction case from Judge Baroni, so I don't anticipate long, but it should start right at 9, I assume. I think we're the only...
Could we do 9:30 here? 9:30 here?
That's fine.
Okay, so we're gonna set the co-defendants that are present here today for status at 9:30, and we will set the arraignment for Mr. Murphy on September the 5th at 9:30, and assume he's going to be here. And if there's, Stan, I need you to follow up on that and make sure he's being transported. If you need a writ or anything from me, you need to let me know, but he needs to be here by that date.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? All right. Very good. Anybody else need anything? Okay. Very good. See you all then. Thank you.
Court's adjourned. Hold on, just taking up since he got it.
Say man, hey man, it's OG Jucario. Now I'm back at you with another one. And I'm back from vacation as well. And I'm just in time, man, for the court hearing, right? You know, I'm talking about the arraignment of the suspects in the Foolio murder. That's right. And 3 of the same suspects that we've already seen before in the court hearing in, you know, a couple of weeks ago. You know, Rashad Murphy is not there again in this court hearing, and we have a reason for that, and we got the answers as to why. Because Rashad Murphy was still being held in Duval County out there in Jacksonville, you know, for previous tickets and warrants that he had out there in Jacksonville, right? And so September the 5th, we shall see him. That's what the judge said. The judge said he has to be there by September 5th, which is next Thursday, right? And all these speedy trials were waived except for 2 of those, and that's Alicia Andrews and Rashad Murphy, right? And so, you know, Davion Murphy, of course, he's still on the run. And so 2 of those suspects, Chance and Gathright, they have waived their right to a speedy trial. So obviously they want to, you know, prolong this whole ordeal. Now, as we see with Alicia Andrews, her court-appointed attorney has said that they need more time to go over discovery. I'm guessing she wants to look closely, you know, at the evidence that they have against Alicia. And, you know, like the DA said, look, if you're involved in a murder, right, you should get the same, you know, treatment, same justice, same charges as everybody else who pulled the trigger, even if you didn't. So I don't know why she wants to go over the charges. Maybe she wants to look closely at the discovery to try to see if she can get her client, Alicia Andrews, lesser time. Maybe that's what, she wants to do. Or maybe she's just buying her client some time. But for Alicia Andrews, it's going to be 6 months. From what I gather, they said in February they have to come up with, a speedy trial answer if they want to go into a speedy trial or not. So February is a long time from now, 6 months, that we're looking at for at least Alicia Andrews and her lawyer to go over that discovery, from what I gather, okay? And we also seen Alicia Andrews, in that clip, in that court hearing, she waved at Chance, right? She waved at boyfriend Isaiah as she was walking out of that courtroom, okay? And Chance was looking as if, he was distraught, walking all slow and lollygagging around the courtroom when the bailiffs was trying to, exit him out the courtroom. He looked at real, disturbed and perturbed at the same time. And Chance, his court-appointed attorney, is also, like I said, they're waiving their right to a speedy trial. So is Gaithright and his lawyer, they're waiving the rights. So, with Rashad Murphy, now we know that he's still, going through what he's going through in Duval County in Jacksonville, and he shall be transferred to Hillsborough County, right? So he can attend this next hearing on September the 5th. And it's looking like the state is saying that they're going to waive his right to a speedy trial as well. Okay, so I'm pretty sure all these suspects, from what it's looking, they're going to waive their right to a speedy trial, and this thing shall be dragged out as long as possible, from what it's looking like. Okay, and now we have Gaithright. All right, looks like his lawyer, she's trying to gather more information as well, right? Because as we've seen in the first hearing, she was trying to rebut a little evidence that they had against Gaithright. She was trying to say, how do y'all know he was there, and things of that nature, as if Sean had nothing to do with the shooting of Julio Foolio. But we shall see how she shall come at these charges and negate everything that the courts have against Sean. So at this point, we're finding out that none of these suspects have paid attorneys. Nobody has paid money, big money for that matter, for any of their attorneys. It's like everybody is state court appointed. So, it's not looking too good for these guys, man. Do these court appointed attorneys have their best interests, to, get them off, to try to get them, free from these charges, right? I don't think so, man, because at the end of the day, these people actually work for the state, right? These court-appointed attorneys. So I don't understand, why these suspects will believe they have the best chance with, beating these murder charges with these court and state-appointed attorneys, right? It's not looking too good at all. So with Rashad Murphy having to be transferred from Duval County, you heard the state say it might take up to 2 weeks. But, the judge told him, hey, he has to be here on this next hearing for, his arraignment. And we have to know if a speedy trial is going to be, needed or not for Mr. Murphy, right? So we shall see Rashad in that courtroom on the 5th, next Thursday, y'all. Because we've been wondering, man, where that boy Rashad Murphy at, man? Is he still off in there talking? Is he still, giving up info? Is he still being questioned? Maybe he could have been getting questioned this whole time, that he's been down there in Jacksonville, locked up in that county jail. We don't know all the particulars that he's been going through and what he's been saying down there, right? But according to court documents, he hasn't been transferred to Hillsborough County yet. But in due time, he will be. Right, and even the judge say, well, let me know what I gotta do, to speed this process up to get him here, so we can, go ahead and see what he's gonna do about this speedy trial or not, man. But yeah, man, and with the 5th suspect, Davion, a lot of people are making up rumors. I hear people saying that he might be deceased. I hear people saying that he's in a whole nother country, different countries for that matter. But who really knows where Davion Murphy is at? right? And TK Waters, he alluded to the fact as if they knew where Davion Murphy was at and telling him to turn himself in. But at this point, he hasn't been apprehended. So I'm pretty sure Davion Murphy is going to do the race as long as he can, because at this point, nobody seems to know where Davion is, right? So, you know, a lot of people are saying they hope that he gets away. They hope he never gets caught, right? But according to all the technology that's out there in the year 2024, right, something's bound to happen, a slip up, a traffic stop, a tip, you know, anything. So, you know, like I said, the arraignment was today. We see 3 of the suspects back in court again. Now we have more information on Rashad Murphy, the 4th suspect who wasn't seen in those first 2 court hearings, right? But now he shall be present for this next one, okay? And so, yeah, man, I'm just keeping y'all updated with this Foolio trial and the murder and all the new evidence and discovery that's coming forth. So y'all get in the comment section and let me know, do these suspects, do any of them have a good chance of beating these charges that are being brought against them? Me personally, I don't think so, right? I don't see any high-powered attorneys going to bat for none of these suspects so far. Seems like everybody's state appointed, right? Court appointed. And, you know, these people have other interests at heart, right? They don't have these suspects, you know, best interests, in my opinion, right? So, y'all let me know what y'all think, though, man. Maybe they do, maybe they don't have a chance at beating these murder charges. So keep it locked to OG Jucario TV for the latest in hip-hop, rap, and celebrity news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spinning with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey, man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than Buddha, you hear me? And guess what? I'm gone.